Business is booming for specialty shops like Etsy's Crafty Chicks Design One.
We did Easter baskets and Easter bunnies, everything personalized. Personalized water bottles and hairbrushes and all kinds of things that you can use as Easter basket stuffers.
Whether the bunny visits you with a basket full of fun this Sunday or not, spending time with your loved ones is the best gift of all.
11Alive News at noon starts now. Another person shot along the interstate in the metro. What happened overnight, and a closer look at this dangerous trend. A community remembering a Carroll County teenager shot and killed just days before she was supposed to graduate high school. Police calling it a horrible accident. Her friends sharing memories of the bubbly, beloved teenager. Plus, a carjacker gets more than he bargained for. How this 82-year-old man wasn't giving up anything without a fight. But first, Atlanta police investigating another shooting on the interstate. This is at least the 10th one in the metro this year and the second just this week. In this morning's incident, investigators say someone shot a 29-year-old man while he was driving along I-20 in southwest Atlanta. 11Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter joining us live outside Atlanta Police Headquarters with much more on what went down.
That's right. According to APD, the 29-year-old told them that a red vehicle pulled up next to him while he was driving on I-20, and that's when they began shooting at him. He was able to pull to a stop and call 911 for help, but APD say the gunman got away. Today's shooting is going to be the 10th shooting just this year, and it was on I-20 near Langhorne Street and MLK Jr. Drive. It is just the latest in a string of similar incidents we've seen over the last 3 months. Take a look at this map, the most recent happening just 3 days ago, when police say a man was shot at while driving along the downtown connector. A month before that, a person was shot while driving on I-285 in DeKalb County, and a week prior to that one, Texas rapper Chunky Trill was shot and killed on I-85 in Gwinnett County. This morning's shooting shut down all lanes but one on I-20 westbound. While police investigated, they say the victim was taken to Grady Hospital and is in stable condition, but they're asking any witnesses to contact them.
All right, Brittany, thank you for that update there. And we have new details on a breaking story we first told you about on Morning Rush. We now know the shot heard in Midtown Atlanta overnight was from an officer's gun. Investigators telling us officers had been responding to an armed robbery in the area of Spring Street shortly after midnight. A woman called 911 reporting that a man and woman punched her, threatened her with a gun, and took her purse. When police arrived, the robbers were still nearby in two separate vehicles. When they tried to approach one car, they say the driver sped up, hitting an officer. Another officer shot at the car, but it sped off. We're told the officer hit by the car was not injured. And check out the stunning video here in the right section of your screen. An 82-year-old man struggling with another man trying to carjack his vehicle at a gas station. Atlanta police releasing this video asking people to help identify the man. It happened last month at a Chevron on McDonough Boulevard in southeast Atlanta. The man was pumping his gas when the carjacker came out of nowhere, pulled out a gun, and tried to take his vehicle. When he couldn't start it, the car, at least, he ran off. Anyone with information on the suspect is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Close friends of 17-year-old Candace Crezan are remembering her today. The Mount Zion high school student was shot and killed in a backyard. But investigators will not say who fired the gun, calling it a horrible accident. Palisoro shows us how her friends, family, and coworkers are remembering her.
Candace Crezan had a nickname for those she loved.
I was always her grandma.
And I just so happened to be the one that she called mom. I was her band mama.
Now they have ways of remembering her, some with tattoos, others through Facebook posts.
Her giggle, it's the giggle. Anytime you hear Candace clock in or anything, you'd hear her giggle. My Candace is clocked in now.
That bubbly personality, we're going to miss her so much, and she was such a loving child.
Family friend Tiffany Cantrell says the Mount Zion senior who was about to graduate was raised by her grandparents.
No family should ever have to bury a child at this age. So, as you can imagine, this is one of the hardest things that all of us have ever went through.
The Carroll County Sheriff's Office says the 17-year-old was with her friends in the backyard of a home when someone shot her. They have not said what exactly happened or if any charges will be filed, only that Candace knew the person who shot her.
We don't believe that guns kill people. We believe that people kill people. And whether there was foul play involved or not in this situation, that gun ended up in the hands of a minor who should not have had possession of that weapon. So somebody out there has to take responsibility and accountability for that.
Now they'll think of Candace when the clarinet plays in the Mount Zion marching band.
This one hurt because the community of Mount Zion has had so many losses in a lot of years all at once, and this one I know is just awful.
It's on this same field where Candace spent so many hours, where come Wednesday her service will be held.
She would want us to be celebrating the precious memories that we all have with her and smile, because if she was here, that's what she would be telling all of us.
And a funeral for Candace will be held next Wednesday at the football field at Mount Zion High School. It starts at 2 p.m. and it will be an open service. We have a major update now. Noonan High School says it is going virtual starting after next week's spring break. School leaders have decided to hold online instruction for the remainder of the year due to that powerful earthquake that roared through last week. They're now working on a plan for students who don't have internet access. Many people say they have never seen a tornado as large as that EF4. Volunteers arriving with necessities, tools, and a willingness to help out.
It's devastating. It truly is. And I look at this house and I try to figure out how these people made it out alive. I'm amazed at how much this community has come together. And it's great to see the kids out here and being a part of it.
Now, if you would like to donate items or your time, we've listed some ways that you can help on our website, 11alive.com. This community really coming together here, Chesley.
Absolutely, especially in times of tragedy like that. Yeah, good to see that. Good to see that. We have plenty of blue sky up here in Blue Ridge. Looks pretty good, too, except for there's not a lot of leaves on some of those trees out there. In the background it is. We're looking at the sunshine, really focused on that because temperatures are really cool out there. We'll only be on 50s for highs today. Similar to yesterday, we got up to 53 degrees. We'll be a little bit warmer than that this afternoon, so that'll be nice. You see no clouds in the sky. High pressure is dominating our sky, so we're looking good really for the rest of the afternoon, even tonight. And it's tonight where those temperatures will start to fall off. Right now, we have a 50-degree reading over toward Athens. Look at that, 50 degrees there. 46 in Duluth, 45 in Marietta, 45 also in Canton. You're right at 40 in Blairsville. You've got some 30s out there, 39 up here in Clayton. So not too bad. You factor in the little light wind that we have. It feels more like the low 40s out there, even some 30s around as well. So it's a day where you need that coat. And our winds will stay less than 10 miles per hour for the rest of the afternoon. 58 degrees will be our afternoon high temperature today. Again, mostly sunny skies all day long. We'll drop back down to 55 degrees by 7 o'clock. Maybe you got to go out and get all your knickknacks and everything for the big weekend that's coming our way. And so we're going to talk about that, what you can expect, a warm up coming our way, and when will the next time or the next chance for rain come our way as well. We'll talk about that in the full forecast straight ahead. Sheba, back to you.
Knickknacks, huh?
Knickknacks.
Okay. Faith leaders and other community members announcing a national boycott of Coke, Home Depot, and Delta over Georgia's new voting law outside Coke's headquarters yesterday. They're calling on people to not spend money with any of the three companies starting next Wednesday. Earlier this week, the CEOs of both Coke and Delta criticized Georgia's new voting law, but this group says it's too little too late.
Well, we cannot and will not support companies who do not support us in our struggle to cast our ballots and exercise our freedom.
Faith leaders say they're hoping to meet with the corporations before the planned boycott next week to try and work some things out. They have a list of things that they want the companies to come forward to help support them on. They say other Georgia companies should be added to the boycott later. Turning now to how the pandemic is affecting Georgia, our COVID-19 case numbers remain steady. Nearly 900 new infections reported yesterday. Our test positivity rate is at 4.4%, which is slightly below what's recommended for reopening. And a small drop in the number of people seeking care for the virus from where we were midweek. Right now, Georgia has nearly 1,200 people in the hospital, almost 100 new patients admitted yesterday. And sadly, we continue to lose Georgians every day to the virus. COVID claiming the lives of 57 more people yesterday, putting our daily average of deaths right now at least 47 people a day. The much anticipated March jobs report dropped this morning, blowing past expectations. Payrolls increased by 916,000. That's almost double the number of jobs added in February and about 40,000 more than what the Dow Jones estimated. The unemployment rate also dropped from 6.2% to an even 6%. Some sectors are back to their pre-pandemic employment levels, but the overall economy is still down 8 million jobs. Investors typically respond favorably to positive employment news. However, the stock market is closed for this Good Friday. The Derek Chauvin trial continuing right now, and it will be a short day for the jury after a week of emotional testimony. Today, the Minneapolis police chief is expected to take the stand. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest from Minneapolis.
Hey there, and today a bit of a break for those inside of the courtroom. It's Good Friday, and the judge says that they're a bit ahead of schedule, so only a half day today of testimony. That comes after what was a full and very powerful day of testimony on Thursday that started with George Floyd's former girlfriend on the stand, very emotional, struggling to get through her testimony, followed by paramedics, the first on the scene who reached for a pulse, trying to find out if they could help George Floyd, said they did not find one, had to move officers out of the way to get Floyd into their ambulance and try and resuscitate him. And then closing with a police supervisor, retired now, but he was the supervisor that went to the scene after Floyd was transported that day. He was pushed by prosecutors about Derek Chauvin's use of force.
When Mr. Floyd was no longer offering up any resistance to the officers, they could have ended the restraint.
And that was after he was handcuffed and on the ground and no longer resisting.
Correct.
After a short day today and a break through the weekend, they will get back to things here on Tuesday. This trial still expected to last about 3 to 4 weeks. That's the latest here in Minneapolis. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
Jay, thank you. Easter weekend is upon us. It's here, and Hartsfield-Jackson is already seeing some big crowds. Up next, the new precautions in place to keep you safe from COVID at the airport.
Full tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
You're taking a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport right now. The tarmac looking very quiet, but it is a busy Easter weekend, at least inside the airport. Airport officials say they expect to see almost 1 million passengers pass through the airport through Monday. The world's busiest airport increasing its safety measures in preparation. And you'll notice some new signage and floor marking throughout the terminals and on the plane train. It also has more than 3 million face masks ready to give out to passengers who need one, and more than 500 hand sanitizer stations have been installed. We're told crews are constantly cleaning frequently touched areas like seats and handrails. Plus, plexiglass is now in place at security checkpoints.
Obviously, we saw an increase in passengers over Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And then with spring break, which lasts a number of weeks here at Hartsfield-Jackson, we saw an increase in travelers as well. But yes, this could be one of the busiest weekends we've seen since the pandemic began.
And this just in, the CDC updating its guidance for domestic travel, saying fully vaccinated people can travel within the U.S. without getting a COVID-19 test or going into quarantine. The agency says vaccinated people should still wear a mask and socially distance when traveling. We want you to take a moment to think about everything in your home, from your clothes to mementos to family photos. And now imagine 80 years of memories, decades of hard work, gone within a few minutes, burned up. Well, that's what happened to a Conyers man last month, and Hope Ford found out he's determined to make the most of his situation.
Walter Harris isn't much of a talker. A simple yes or is how he answers most questions. But watching the disabled 80-year-old man sit in the middle of hundreds of pieces of charred wood, smashing some of it with a hammer, sends a direct message.
He comes here every day and he burns away portions and portions of the house.
On March 22nd, Walter woke up at 4 a.m. and went to his kitchen.
And I went and I see the blade up on the stove. And I run and got my clothes on time. I got my clothes on. The smoke done got in the kitchen where I was.
His house was on fire, and in a short amount of time, his house, car, truck were destroyed, with everything inside, including his dog.
His dog was his life partner.
Walters lived in the home off Grimes Street in Conyers since he was 29. 50 years of memories, photos of his wife and kids, gone forever.
Say nothing. This is what it looks like.
Renee Simpson remembers visiting this home, the home of her unc, as she calls him.
Coming over for dinner. He's a good cook. Coming over for dinner, as did all of the nieces and nephews.
Even in the middle of all this devastation, Walter's optimism is loud and clear.
I want to be a man.
He hopes he can one day see another home rise from the ashes. Simpson is trying to help and is glad her unc is alive.
Just to know that he survived, that's like hitting the lottery for me.
Walter's staying with a friend nearby, so he's close enough to come back every day. He may not talk much.
No.
But his silent determination means he'll keep doing what he can and will keep returning home every day.
Her favorite uncle spent his life doing construction work, laying brick and pouring concrete as a private contractor. If you want to help, we have a link to his online fundraiser on 11alive.com. More and more people stepping up to the plate to help him here, Chesley.
Absolutely. We were just talking about that, right? People helping out in times of need. Hey, are you traveling today? Maybe going out of town, hit the train. Make sure you wear your coat today. You're going to need that. Not sure where you're going, but you may need it there as well. Maybe a matching mask to go along with that. It's pretty sharp. Guy has on right there. Temperatures only getting up to about 58 degrees for this afternoon. The winds will be on the light side today, so it will feel a little bit warmer than it did just yesterday, but still, I think it's cool enough that you may need that coat or at least a heavy jacket. Notice how we have plenty of dry sky over us. Brilliant sunshine out there for the rest of the afternoon. I'm giving it an 11. Now, we're well below our average for this time of year. We should be around, or at least close to 70, I'll say. Right around 68, 69 degrees should be our average temperature this time of year. So a good 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. So yeah, you dropped the number a little bit. Started out freezing almost. Yeah, you dropped the number a little bit. The sunshine really was what helps it get up to that 10. We'll see those temperatures fall off again tonight. Now, the National Weather Service has upgraded the watch to a freeze warning. You can see all the counties highlighted. Once again here, we're expecting temperatures in and around these areas to be in the 30s, low 30s. I'd say 30 to 32 degrees is a good bet. So you have to watch it. That's for much of our area, except for the North Georgia mountains there, where We've already seen enough freezing, right? We see those temperatures get down there. So we'll be watching for our temperatures to fall down. So make sure you protect your sensitive plants. Make sure you bring your pets inside. Make sure you wrap up those pipes that are exposed, those close to outer waters, or even sitting outside. You want to wrap those up a little bit. Other than that, we're sitting pretty. High pressure has dominated our area, and it's going to remain that way. Winds light out of the north for today. Yesterday we had those gusty winds, and so not as strong for today, and that makes it feel a little bit warmer as well. Here's our forecast track model. I'm just going to leave it nice and wide for you so that you can just see that there's nothing much taking place over us. Clear skies tonight means we'll see the stars once again, and again those temperatures will be falling off into the freezing mark. That's where we start our Saturday morning. It's going to be a very cold Saturday morning, so if you got to get up, got to walk the dog, make sure you bundle yourself up, and Fido as well. Make sure it stays nice and warm. By the afternoon, temperatures will get back into the 60s instead of those 50s, so we gradually warm it up. You'll also notice some high, thin clouds that will be pushing in by the afternoon. Nothing coming out of those clouds at all, and they don't stick around at all either. I think by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, a lot of that will be out of the way. Sunshine back into play for Sunday morning sunrise service. Any of you going to the sunrise service? The sun will rise right around 7:20, so we'll start to see it by 7:30. We'll hold on to it for the afternoon, and those high temperatures during the afternoon will get up into the low 70s, right around 71 degrees. Very comfortable. That's going to be an 11Alive day right there. And so maybe you want to plan some dinner, maybe on the back deck, maybe a patio. Yeah, that'll be nice. Let's recap our weekend outlook today. 58. 65 degrees will be the high temperature on Saturday with mostly sunny skies after a 34-degree start. Starting off at 41 for Easter Sunday, but we'll get up to 71 degrees for a high temperature, so that's not bad at all. We'll warm it up a little bit as we head into the work week. You got mid-70s for Monday. Tuesday, 77 will be the high, 80 for the high temperature by the time we hit Wednesday. I think a few more clouds will move into the area, but our next best chance of rain really doesn't come until Thursday of next week. Looking at a 20 to 30% chance with 78 for your afternoon high. Don't go anywhere. We got much more for you coming up after the break. Now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
A chance to see a world-famous artist's work from the comfort of your own home. That was just one creative way Atlanta's High Museum of Art was able to reach people when the pandemic forced them to close. Bill List continues his 5-part series on how the arts in Atlanta have been able to navigate through this unprecedented time. At the High Museum, what started as a temporary solution has now become a permanent way to bring more art to more people.
Almost exactly 1 year ago, the pandemic shut down the High Museum. With a budget cut of $6 million, it had to let 5 people go. They were the employees who handled student tours, and those came to a grinding and sudden stop. But the museum's director, Rand Suffolk, was not going to let the year of the pandemic hold him back. He opened the museum after 4 months with strict CDC guidelines and protocols in place. But he also added something new. The museum went virtual.
So we started to develop a whole series of programming, great teacher resources at the time, activities for families to do, virtual tours, talks online, studio visits with our curators and some local artists and so forth, just a series of different things that we could do to try and give people some form of, hopefully some constructive distraction and some inspiration during the mess that we were all living through.
Right now, the High Museum is allowing in 250 people per hour. That's 25% of the normal total. But the people want to come back? Just ask Kathy Freeman and Melanie Williams from Decatur.
This is our first outing in over a year. But now that we have the vaccine, you know, that's been a game changer. So if you go in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, probably be no one there but you. So that's what we decided to do.
Going forward, Suffolk says digital programming will continue, and along with it, a new museum pass that goes for $48 a year and gets you into the museum anytime you want to go.
Oh, they're so happy. As expected, the museum is being cautious on when it can open to a full attendance level. Right now, it's planning its major shows, which includes a Calder Picasso exhibit opening at the end of June. And you can watch Bill's full interview with Rand Suffolk and his 4 other Arts in Atlanta stories by going to 11alive.com. We'll be right back.
11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street-level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The Storm Trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun. Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning.
Well, did you know today is World Autism Awareness Day? It's a time to shine a light on the growing global health crisis. According to the CDC, autism now affects about 1 in 54 children. The disorder is much more prevalent in boys than girls. Children with autism face many obstacles, including having trouble communicating and being targets of bullies. If you want to show your support, take a selfie wearing something blue or a big picture with other folks. Post it on social media with the hashtag World Autism Day. A number of buildings being lit up as well. We want to thank you so much for watching 11Alive News at noon. Have a great Easter weekend, folks. We'll see you back here on Monday. Stay safe.
Of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7.